For those of us who are 5D mystics, the ability to read the room is the reason why, no, we don't do that. So here's where mantles of mental health, mantles of spirituality, mantles of spiritual, all of it, yoga, bypassers, they will say things like this: I read the room and so I don't go out because, you know, all those people, they're all negative. So on that boat, we have a variety of emotions. I'm attachment trauma informed, and as a 5D mystic, the one thing that I knew about Claire's is it's awesome that I'm able to be a part of my collective, since we're all one big ball of energy. Jesus got to teach me about healing human suffering, and the journey to that is the person. So you're motivated to be yourself, otherwise you're not going to get home. To your 0-1-year-old, again, I'm attachment trauma informed, and your bilaterally integrated brain will not get bilaterally integrated. So when somebody says something like, again, the ability to read a room is why they stay home, I'm going to know they're not working with their embodied brain, because the nervous system. I have plenty of the experiences with panic attacks and learning how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. It's not a race, but it's practical information that those who I have shared it with, they don't like to hear it. And that's because they don't want to move into enlightenment the human way, meaning to get to that restorative embodiment. So they stick to the Zen master who says people have laundry, so you cannot apparently be always blissful. Go meet Sadhguru, meet me, and anybody else who knows how to be their restorative embodiment. You're going to know why we're blissful. It's called, you have the capacity to be here, but the only magician in the mirror is you. So you're a mirror to yourself if you're a person who learns about yourself. And that's why nobody can be my mirror. So my twin flame and flames, they were not and are not mirrors to me. They are mirrors of their own personality and their own ego and self. And I get the honor to have been and to continue to be a part of their lives, and they get to be a part of mine. And that's where it depends. For those who are into labeling relationships, you're in the wrong place. We're solo poly here. Well, at least I am. So I tell you, all people are special. No hierarchy. The polyamory community, there's different types of groups, and there are those who put people in hierarchy. I'm thinking they need Terry Real and probably Patrick Tiahan. These are good therapists, because the fact that you would put a person on a pedestal tells me that you don't have the inner child adult of you yet. So you're not using your whole 0-1-year-old. You still have fear of being inadequate, which is our societal system, which we all will get to experience around the adolescent years, and you will be an adolescent until, thank you Daniel Siegel, about the age of 20. Then you move into young adulthood, and your executive functioning areas of the brain don't finish to develop until the age of, for the physically speaking woman, 25, and for the physically speaking man, 27. And that's at least according to recent data. Now, I am pseudoscience lady, remember that, because I bring human, spiritual, and spirituality elements together for personal development, self-help, the ones who are emotionally accountable and want to regulate their emotions and nervous system and thoughts, not the ones who say, no, Maria, it's too hard. So when I've shared how to handle panic attacks, yeah, there's the people who say that it's the fault of everybody else and stuff like that. So that's why their ability to read a room, they really need Dr. Daniel Fox, who shares how that's not really a good idea to read a room and to think you know anybody's thoughts. We also have, what's her name? Kristen Lindquist. Powerful emotions feel like irrefutable facts, effective realism. Apparently there are people who don't notice. I did as I was growing up, that my emotions and thoughts are not truths. So when I'm in a room anytime, and that's why with Twin Flames we don't have saga or drama, by the way, or soulmates, or with any of our past life regressions, Akashic record reading, you name it. There's no I get lost on my journey. My journey is Maria's journey. What's your journey? Okay, so that's where we will always know that 2 wrongs don't ever make a right, and we will consistently treat people with kindness, even if we cannot prove intent, which means if they throw in your face that you're not kind, you say, well, why? Oh, I didn't do the thing you wanted me to do. I see. Well, then I'm okay with that, because you were asking me to socialize with a group of people that seem to be unkind in my book because they don't know healthy boundaries. So I'm not going to feel like I did something wrong, because I actually know exactly what kind of friends I like to be around, and people, the ones who have healthy boundaries, they're empowered, men, women, days, not ones who don't hear you, who don't leave you space. You know, I already have my big man baby child friend who I have to repeat myself, and I love that I'm friends with him, but like I knew I have to keep repeating myself. That's why I call him the big man baby child. And he's a good friend of mine, and he knows I call him that. I told him in his face, I said, you're a big baby. You know that, right? You're a man, but you're a baby. And he laughs, and I laugh, and we laugh together. So that's what, when you're grown-ups, you actually don't have sensitive egos in here. So when they say you're woo-woo, Maria, you smoke something because you're, past life regressions and all that stuff sounds like, wow, in a movie. So I laugh. I say, no, I don't do drugs. I do smoke cigars, though, and I do like my wine and some drinks. I moderate. I learned how not to be stupid as I got older, right? Okay, so when you're 44, but you also got older by the time you're 25 and you're going out with people, they look like roosters and hens in a disco. Yeah, that was amazing. That's when I was like, what's happening? I thought people would grow up and learn moderation. I thought that it was only because people are kids that they don't know what they're doing and being stupid. And I've seen movies that actually confirm. One of the reasons I enjoy the culture from the south of Italy is you're a child until you are always, and they will not leave you alone. And I'm appreciative of adults actually continuously to harass you, quote unquote, to make sure you stay healthy, because apparently we all can get astray. That's why I don't actually consider it an invasion of privacy. I consider it I care about you, and I'm going to keep a close eye on you because I want to make sure you live a healthy physical life. Okay, now, this is a part of where some things we definitely know, okay, your opinion about monoamory or polyamory, that's your opinion. That you can't, that's none of your business. But STDs is everybody's business, right? So here's those gray areas, right? As people get older, if they get actually older, they know that there are physical health situations that you want to make sure to keep in check. When I say healthy self-worth, it's because I know what it means. It means you're not a grandiosity with low self-esteem or a shame button, so you know how to laugh with me. It's a group of grown-ups here. No ego sensitive. The ones who are ego sensitive, they learn how they won't be able to use a crutch in a healthy self-worth dynamic, and they will not pout about it because, the nice thing about building a herd is they get to know every single one of you and I. So all you will know is that you get called basically one focused as you are. That's where it is. When you know everything that you want in life, come on over if you want to be yourself. I'm an authentic 3-year-old, but I know how to use a functional adult tone, as you can tell. And it's, in fact, very empowering to know that emotions are masterable, not controllable. I'm a master of my emotional plane. In fact, I've had only in the last, I don't remember how many years, 2 reactivities since I stopped venting. By the time I'm like, this venting stuff, what am I doing with it? It doesn't feel good. There's poison in my body. Anger, nope, don't have any interest in being in it. It makes me dumb, to say the least. I can feel it in my brain. So people who don't have interoception, they don't know how it feels to always feel what's going on in your body. Very fascinating, just saying. I love it, but that's why I'm also a hypochondriac, because I'll feel anything that's moving around, and I've learned slowly how not to worry about all the things that are moving, because it's energy flow. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. You're helping me a lot with all of that explanation on how my brain works, and now I know my insula expanded. So here's why when I read a room, it took me a little while to get the capacity to be in a room full of rock and roll, for example, which I love live music. But as I got more aware of everything around me, when I'm in a place, I actually have a moment, or not a moment, 15 to 20 minutes, if not more, where my nervous system has to recalibrate. And that's the moment of I'm being reminded of my panic attacks. And that's the moment where I'm working with myself, and any person around me, I don't need them, because most people don't know how to be in their ventral vagal social engagement system. And that is not because they don't want to be. It's because they're navigating on their human suffering sympathetic. I know, they don't know, and they're now giving me double the work, because I'm trying to just sit quietly as I recalibrate and to ignore all of what is around me without trying to flinch, so that people, don't have to be uncomfortable around what is my uncomfortability. So see, here's where reading the room, nobody's giving a shit about the room when you're working to refocus your own body, because there's no energy vampires, there's people around, and there's vibrations, which some of us can be more aware of, and not having to make it into, people are awful. No, they're not. They're people. They all have a 0-1-year-old, and some will be human love and some will not be. And well, I bow my heads down for my human suffering love group, because, there's an infinite number of ways I could share this. I won't right now. But in the end, 5D relationships, they're awesome. We understand, we feel felt, we expand together, and we don't point fingers at people. We love people. It's two different things. Tune in for more.